the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Friday, May 15th. Got a great sports betting day ahead with NBA playoffs resume tonight with two big game sixes. We also got Major League Baseball and WNBA and more. Here, no hockey tonight. We're going to take the day off from the national, for real. No hockey tonight. Although we do have hockey going up here actually in just a short while here actually at the top of the hour. Well, a little bit after the top of the hour with the IHF World Championships today. We got a couple of great games, including Canada going off here at 10:20 Eastern, 7:20 Pacific today, up against Sweden. Germany taking on Finland at the same time. They're playing in two arenas in Switzerland. Later on, the United States will take on host Switzerland at 2:20 Eastern on 11:20 a.m. Pacific, along with Czechia and Denmark. So they're going to be underway this year's IHF World Championships. I gotta like Switzerland actually to win the tournament. That's what I would go with actually. They come in second in the last two and tournaments in Switzerland. So I don't know. I kind of like Switzerland here to win the tournament today, but they'll be up against the United States here today. Got a couple of picks out there as well over at winnable.com, so it should be fun to have some early morning hockey over the next week or two. So also tennis coming up here in just a few moments. We're going to get ready here for Casper Ruud taking on Darderi here in just a few moments in this one, and did have a pick out there over at winnable.com on that match. It's just about to start here in a short while. So hey, we're going to have some fun here today, talking a little sports and sports betting with you. So let me hear from you in the chat. Hey, you can win more picks from me every day here at winnable.com/Ramon. Going to have a little drawing here at the end of the show, and we're going to give away a month's worth of the picks here to my Winnable subscription. So might as well check it out. All you gotta do is comment on the show, send a message in the chat, maybe make a pick, say hi, whatever the case may be, and you might win the drawing here today to win Ramon's picks, kind of like win Ben Stein's money. So consider doing that. Go over to winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM to get signed up with me over there. Did have some okay picks here overnight, I thought, and some good picks from yesterday. Didn't all go my way, especially in tennis, but we did have overnight winner in the AFL with a free selection, Port Adelaide and Gold Coast game to go under. That was a winner. Also, we had a winner in NRL rugby with the Sharks and the Bulldogs going over 49 as the Sharks were able to roll there with the Bulldogs, although we did lose the Rabbitohs against the Dolphins. I did split those picks. 3-1 though in my college baseball picks yesterday. The premium picks over at Winnable. We had Florida State and Miami over, Georgia Tech -2.5 against BC, and we had East Carolina -1.5 against FAU. So we had some winners over there. Also won my soccer play yesterday with the premium picks. Sociedad plus a half a goal over Girona in the 1-1 tie there yesterday. Baseball, well, wasn't great there with the premiums, but check me out over there at winnable.com. Hey, they're underway in the golf here today. Guess what? Scotty's got a bogey today. He's fallen off the lead. What's going on? Scotty's falling apart. Fat Pat Reed, he's on the move here today. He's at 3 under. Unbelievable right now. 6 players at 3 under. A record amount of players who were tied for the lead after one round at the event here in Pennsylvania. It's really been quite spectacular. It's going to be pretty awesome tournament here. It looks like this weekend with the course set up and the way the scores came down there yesterday. Wow, pretty cool that so many golfers here. Who knows? Scotty's favored. Scotty's favored. Make no mistake, even after the bogey here, although Reed's coming on strong right now, but currently the favorite Scotty at +225. You got Shoffley at 9-1, John Rahm 14-1. Hopefully, he doesn't kill any fans by with his divots out there. Rahm, a wayward swing of the club, and the divot hit the volunteer, the old man, in the face. And Reed had to. Rahm was embarrassed there. Minwoo Lee 16-1, Patrick Reed 16-1, Brooks Koepka 25-1, Cam Young 28-1, Colin Morikawa. Watch out for Morikawa today. I think 35-1, Jordan Spieth also 35-1, Shane Lowry. It's a major, so he's showing up here at 35-1 as well. So. Good action here at the PGA. On a course they haven't played in a long time. And I'm looking at Reed here right now in the rough here a little bit, but looks like he's found his way to the green here. In fact, he's just going to slow down, and this is a brilliant shot. It's going to go a little far. You'll have a little work there, but okay. Good to see everyone here in the chat. Let me say hello to the folks and see what you guys are talking about, thinking about here on a Friday. What other sports are going on for you guys here? Obviously, the NFL schedule release, that was a big deal yesterday. I don't know if I have any takeaways, but we do have some great matchups on opening weekend. How about the Patriots in Seattle with a Super Bowl rematch to get it underway with Darnold and Drake May? Broncos in Kansas City with Knicks and Mahomes coming off their surgeries. Rams and 49ers in Australia. That 19-hour road trip will be a Thursday game. Cowboys and the Giants open the season. John Harbaugh making his debut. Buffalo at Houston with C.J. Stroud against Josh Allen, and the Packers and the Vikings with the QB uncertainty there for the Vikings when we get underway with the season on opening week there. I just know my Chargers opening with the home games, the Cardinals and the Raiders. So, all right, and let's recap some of the action as well. But let me say hello to the folks in the chat and see what's going on here today. Hello to Bobby Mack here, ready to go. Nuke says, good morning. Let's get that money going. Robert hit his soccer play, says yesterday, and he's going to be fired up today for our European feature with Aston Villa taking on Liverpool today in a tightly rated match this afternoon in the soccer feature for sure. Ron Borkwin is here today as well. And let's see here. M the Great ready to join us. And Nuke is ready for some action down there with the League Two playoffs there with Grimsby and Salford and Chesterfield and Notts County in those two features today. Ron says going to be a good day. Even with no hockey, it'll be fine. And Andrew, good morning. He's here and ready to go. And we'll talk about it with Nuke here. Maybe I hope I didn't get Nuke in there. Good morning to Wine Time today. Wine Time, a lot of people are mistaking me for wine time. Hey, if I was that good looking, I probably wouldn't be on YouTube schlepping sports picks, if you know what I mean. But you know what? Some people say maybe it's wine time's my doppelganger. I don't know. Maybe just an Andrew K here today, and it says any soccer, any tennis. We got those two matches today. Like I said, just coming up here in about 5 or 10 minutes here. Casper Ruud, Luciano Darderi, the Italian here. So I do have a pick over there at winnable.com as my premium. And then later on, why don't I give out here? I like Yannick Sinner to roll over Medvedev today. I'll lay the game spread with Sinner. How's that for my play of the day here in tennis today? I won't send anything out on that. I just think right now Sinner looks really strong, and I'll take him here probably minus 5.5 games at minus 135. So Garrick Higo is walking up. He's going to be on time today, I guess. He won't be late. All right, let's see who else. Cash Gain is here. Iga goes down. Can you believe it with Iga? They're getting rocked by Svitolina. That was one of my losses yesterday. I thought, Iga back on the clay. I think all of a sudden she was looking great, but Svitolina having a great tournament here, and she'll take on Coco Gauff tomorrow, and minus 165 for Gauff there. So Svitolina getting a little respect. And Ron says maybe OnlyFans could be an answer for me. I don't know. My feet are very pristine for a 58-year-old man. I don't know what else I could do. I miss leg day, so I don't think anybody wants to see the chicken legs. All right, let's maybe get going here. Let me review some of the action from yesterday, And we'll start it off here with the action in the NHL, right? Because of the card yesterday, hockey was center stage yesterday without any NBA. So did have there with, as Nuke said, the Montreal Canadiens, very impressive. What a wild game that was against the Habs, against the Sabres. 6-3 Montreal wins. Buffalo scores 3 goals on 3 straight shots. And Nuke was looking like a genius there for a minute. But then Dobbs settles down. He makes 31 saves in a row after a bad start. Montreal scored 2 goals in 2 minutes to start the comeback. And then Buffalo scored 1 to get the lead back, but then the Habs reeled off 4 goals in a row and a huge road win, and the Habs can win the series on Saturday on home ice. So hope it's not over for Buffalo, as I got a big futures ticket, but Montreal is a step away from going to the Eastern Conference. And Carolina, they're relaxing, waiting for the winner. And then late night, it was the Ducks losing to Las Vegas as the Knights win the series over the young Ducklings. They're 5-1 and finish off the series 4-1. Mitch Marner scored on that breakaway. Brett Howden scored a shorthanded goal, and Vegas added power play goal, and they were in the lead 3-0 10 minutes in. The Ducks just ran out of gas, and a good season for the Ducks for sure. They've come a long way. Knights goalie Carter Hart moving into kind of elite territory here. Think about his road here to this series right now with the Knights, and what he's endured and everything. All of a sudden, he's put everything behind him. Not that there is anything to put behind him, but certainly right now, considering the Ducks are in the Western Conference Finals against the Avalanche. Avalanche, by the way, minus 270. Expected the over-under. It's 5.5 over 65. Kind of weird, right? If you think about it, to be a 275. I know it's kind of the norm, actually. I'm not, but minus 275 to win the series, yet the total's 5.5 over 65. I mean, you would think if it was that much of a blowout that, 5 games would be more likely. If Colorado's such a heavy favorite, shouldn't it be favored for the series in less than 6 games? But if you like the Knights, you got to like the over 5.5. It's going to be, if that, it's going to be 4-0 or 4-1 Colorado if the Knights don't hang in there. So yeah, we'll see what happens there with great series, no matter how you look at it. Andrew says, how about there's Morikawa there? And my plays here really not perfect here. I do have on the board there, obviously Scotty is my a big ticket this week, and taking him to win. I mean, it's easy to take Scotty, but trying to hit some of these other golfers out here, but none of them really got going here too well this week so far. So we'll see. We can't come back, but I might add a few spots here. I don't want to go against Scotty at this point, even though, like I said, he already has a bogey year this morning. All right, let's see a little more action here real quick with the games yesterday. We'll review here in the WNBA, where it was Minnesota getting the win, 80-7 or 90-86, as they come back to beat Dallas and give us a winner here on the morning steam yesterday, as we had the Minnesota Lynx over the Dallas Wings in that one. Also, the Liberty did crush Portland there yesterday. Just as kind of, how did I talk myself into Portland yesterday when I was saying, oh man, the Liberty, how are they going to lose to them again, or not? How are they going to beat them by a dozen when they couldn't even beat them the first time? Well, they won by 17 points. So the WNBA has me a little bit perplexed, and I'm usually pretty strong in the WNBA. So we'll see here if I can get it going a little bit here with our 4-game card today. It looks so good over those first couple of games, and then what happened here? So I got to figure it out real quick, or I'm going to have a long season. All right, let's take a look here a little bit at the Major League Baseball card from yesterday. We definitely rolled some winners on the baseball card here last night. Take a look at some of these scores and winners, some of the highlights from the action here. Whoops. And it was we had the Brewers over the Padres there yesterday. I did say take the Brewers there with Henderson, with Harrison, and do you think? I mean, the Padres got beat bad. Milwaukee delivered one of the best performances on the board yesterday. Dominate. Griffin Canning had 4 straight walks, and the first team melted down there early. And Bryce Terang, Gary Sanchez, and Renifo all had key RBI hits, and the Brewers beat my Padres yesterday. Phillies over the Red Sox, and we had that first 5 under as a winner there yesterday, as Phillies did a nice job. Schwarber broke it open with a 2-run home run in that one, and we had the under here. Also had the under on the Cover the Spread show yesterday. Hey, you can get my Cover the Spread show every day when you subscribe over at winnable.com to my free picks. You could watch it on YouTube as well, but you could check out that show with some of my best plays every day there. So did go under the total there in that one. Mariners clubbed the Astros 8-3 to keep that dominance going there. We did have the Mariners in the first 5 yesterday. So Seattle continued its domination of Houston, improving to 7-1 against the Astros. Mariners closed around $1.20 and got their easy of Houston 17-27. They're looking bad. Minnesota over the Marlins. We had the over in the first 5 in that one, as Minnesota smashed them with a 5-run second inning. Got the win, never looked back. Twins were actually a little bit of a dog, I think, when the game finally went off, didn't they? We had them as a favorite there. Maybe they were still a favorite, but the over cashed as well in that one. Also, Mets over the Tigers 9-4. The Mets are showing signs of life. Watch out! They got the win there yesterday, including AJ Ewing, first career home run, and they cruised past Detroit in that one. And let's see. Also, the Reds clubbed the Nationals 15-1. One of the biggest surprises of the day. Washington got crushed as their pitcher Foster Griffin got beat by Burns. Matt McLean, 2-run shot. JJ Bleday had a couple of home runs and 6 RBIs. The Reds had one of the best offensive performances of any team this season. Pirates over the Rockies 7-2. Couldn't find a winner there in that one. Ryan O'Hearn delivered the big blow with a 2-run home run. The Pirates are 24-20 right now. Pretty good. Cardinals over the Athletics 5-4 yesterday. That was a morning steam winner on the under there, and that one is a total close around 10 there. Jordan Walker had a huge game with a home run and an RBI double in that one. And also Cubs over the Braves in the featured game. We had the first 5 under as a winner here on the show. You're going to see more derivatives from me because I seem to hit those pretty good over the first couple of days where we're branching out and giving a little bit more variety in the picks. That's what they said to do, so we're going to do it here a little bit. Cubs shut out the Braves 2-0 despite the Cubs scoring just 5 runs across their last 5 games combined entering the matchup. Still kind of struggling offensively, but we were able to get it done there with the winner on the show. White Sox over the Royals 6-2 as Chicago was 500 within 1 game of first place in the AL Central after beating Kansas City. Grichuk had the big blow with 4 RBIs, and the bullpen shut things down late against another shaky Royals offensive effort. Dodgers 5-2 over the Giants late night as Will Smith, Alex Call with the big hits there. Dodgers won 6 of 9 here overall, and we did have a cover the spread winner there with the total to go under. So I think that was it, man. The unders dominated the marquee matchups when you think about it. Cubs, Braves, Phillies, Red Sox, Giants, and Dodgers, and then the over came through in some of the uglier games. Reds and Nationals, Mets and Tigers, Mariners, Astros, Twins, and Marlins. But, man, the underdogs kind of came through there a little bit. Cubs, Cardinals, White Sox, the Phillies there. So, all right. I think that's a good roundup there. I think we got enough folks in here to get going. We got a nice crowd. Let's get going here with the previews. We got look at who we got. We got it just in time right now. AOD is here to get going with our first game of the day. Let's have him introduce the game there. Andrew liked what he saw from Ewing. And Ron won them all except for that Reds there. And NFL, what does that mean, Jarrell? Because of the matchups there? Okay, let's go to it. Let's get it rolling in the NBA, and let's see who's going to take it down here and get going. All right, Cavs favored by 4, total 209.5 in this one. The Cavs here kind of ready to go in the driver's seat, man. I said that in this century, no seed higher than a 3 seed has won the NBA Finals, but here comes Cleveland just a step away from reaching the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, there's still a ways to go, but they can close out the Pistons here. The Cavs have won 3 straight games in this series right now over the Pistons, who might be just a tad inexperienced. Is that the factor here, you think, with Cleveland taking over this series like they have? What else could be the difference here? Okay, you got guys who have been around with Harden and, not just Harden coming in. I mean, he's got his shortcomings here, but when you've got Mitchell, you've got Allen, you've got Mobley, it's not that Cleveland has been to the pinnacle, but they have a little bit more experience in some of this Eastern Conference playoff juice, if you will, and the Pistons are kind of, we're just getting our feet wet. Maybe we need a year of learning how to lose before we can learn how to win. Now, that doesn't mean Cleveland is going places just yet. Obviously, they're going to have the Knicks standing in their way. I think it'll be a big task if that's the case. But let's not look that far ahead. You've got Detroit basketball here with AOD. And don't forget, Detroit is 13-2 as an underdog in the regular season against the spread. Now they take care of the ball here as a underdog on the road in the playoffs for certain here. For example, Cleveland was able to get the money there. Couple in their 2 home games so far. So maybe it's evened out a little bit here in the postseason, but that was Detroit's best role during the regular season with that 23-18 road record as well against the spread. Cleveland just 16-25 in the regular season as a home at home, and 24-42 against the spread as a favorite. But we know it's changed here now in the postseason. The Cavs can't lose at home. They just can't win on the road. So do they have them where they want them right here, right now with Cleveland at home? Not only that, finally getting the road win at Detroit last time with the collapse by the Pistons. So let's see how you guys have it in the chat with the big game here tonight between Detroit and Cleveland. Let's go to the chat all-stars and see what you guys have to say in this one tonight. All right, I'm ready to go here to the chat first, and then I'll make a few more comments and predictions here maybe on the game. All right, let's see here. Andrew K playing some heads up, I think, there today. Cash Kane is on Detroit on the money line. Ron says go over. Nuke says Cavs are tough at home, but 4 points right now. And like I said, this is supposed to be Detroit's best roll here, but they are 1-4 on the road straight up in the postseason right now. And Cleveland, of course, is a perfect 6-0 here in the postseason and at home. Cavaliers again on the spread. Season's done for the Pistons, says 9 Legacy. No way is the winner of this series beating the Knicks right now. There is Andrew says the Knicks are loaded. Oh, man, Thomas Bird is visiting us. Great to see Thomas there. Look, he says, oh, man, he's had to sell off his high-priced fashion accessories here. You know, Thomas is one of the sharpest dressed guys, but unfortunately now he's down to his chonies here. Robert has Cleveland in this one. Player props again because, don't forget, we got to at least visit the injury report here real quick because we know it's a key right now. But Herter questionable, Levert questionable, Robinson questionable. So when you got some, few reserves here, a little bit dinged up here for this one, so you got to wonder if that'll affect them. Who will make the lineup here, I guess, and everyone is so down on Duran now. All right. Is that it for the crew here? I'm going to have to take Hope AOD is just checked in and checked out because I can't go against this momentum here of Cleveland right now. Man, the way they're doing it at home here. Let's take Cleveland -4 over Detroit tonight. All right, Robert likes Mitchell here to go over. And AOD says, can't blame you, but, I hope AOD gets to come in here and tell us how the Pistons got it done yesterday. The one thing, like I said, I think it's a big stat, right, that the, 4 seeds just don't do very well. 1 through 3 is where you need to be to win the finals. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't, advance to the conference finals or anything like that. But to me, it does feel like that is Cleveland's little tiny bugaboo here that they are the 4th seed in the playoffs. But again, I think the difference here between these two teams, obviously, it feels like it's been the experience right now. All right, especially getting the win on the road finally there. So okay, I think that's it. Here, Razor showing up here just in time to give us a few more data points in this one. He says Cleveland dominating Detroit at home in the series, 12 of the last 13 meetings, one at home. Yeah, still gonna have to lay uh, just a few points here at -4. I mean, it's manageable, but it still could be a great game. It could be a close game. But yeah, Detroit's lost uh, 15 of the last 20 overall against Cleveland as well. Cleveland does come in having won 12 of their last 18, 14 of the last 20 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Cleveland's gone over in 6 of their last 8. Detroit's gone over in 4 of their last 5. Detroit just 2-5 against the spread. Their last 7 against Cleveland here, and Detroit just 1-5 against the spread. Their last 6 games on the road. Razor says the total's gone under there in 15 of 21 as well. And Detroit, not a great underdog here, Razor says. What's that? Let me see if I can't figure that out in my head there. That's about, 24% or so. There, Cleveland here, 7-1 against the spread. Their last 8 at home. The total's gone over in 10 of the last 13. So, all right. Look, I think if it is Cleveland, I think it does end up going over in the end because I think in the last game, there might be some fouling a little bit. We'll see. 209.5. I went under in the last game. I'm not going over because I got a little gun shy. I mean, we had the under, and it should have went under, but it went overtime. And I say it should have went under. I mean, overtime is part of the game, so no problem there. I took the heat. I took the loss, but I'll take the Cavaliers to keep going at home in this one. Let's go to the Western Conference now. We'll take a look at the game between the Spurs and the Timberwolves. Look at the Spurs here, favored on the road. Is Edwards out here? Well, we know that with Wemby and company here, the Spurs are just a game away now from wrapping up a spot in the Western Conference Finals. But I don't know, this one feels a little bit different to me as far as covering a number here on the road. Minnesota's done a nice job against San Antonio overall. I mean, they've been competitive against this team time and again, it feels like here. Sure, the Spurs are better, I think, overall right now, particularly at home, but this is a classic Game 6, road favorite, closeout pressure, a Minnesota team that's been excellent at home in this matchup, in my opinion. Yeah, did they lose there at home to San Antonio a few games back, 115 to 108? And that was the same game. San Antonio was a favorite right in this range here at minus. It was 5.5 in that one, and 16.5, and the final was 115 to 108. But remember, we talked about before the series that Minnesota done a pretty good job and really had kind of had their number a little bit considering, but again, the Spurs have passed them up. Spurs have, become the second best team out west there for sure. So, look, the trends line up hard against San Antonio as a smaller road favorite as the number 2 seed trying to close. It's not a good spot traditionally. Minnesota also on a team off a loss to bounce back. So, look, I think that the Wolves can hang here. Now, look, Game 6 under trend is a concern here because that is very popular here when you have a road team 3-2. Game 6 is usually a bit of a fisticuffs kind of game. You usually see an under over the years in this type of situation, but 8 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams have gone over, and San Antonio does have still kind of a high upside offensively. Minnesota's home offense should be much improved here tonight. You look at their scoring here overall, and after scoring just 97 points last game, and really haven't had the breakout game offensively. Wemby will do that to you, but I really do like Ant tonight to have a big game. Ant's going to have a big game tonight in order to get this. I don't think it's going to be Minnesota all defensively, although they could limit these guys a little bit here. But total at 218 and a half, I think that does show in these playoff games. I mean, that almost seems a little bit high, but I'm willing. It's 219 even right now. But with McDaniels, with Naz Reid, even Wembanyama could, go up and score here. I'm going to take the over in this one tonight between the Spurs and the Wolves. Give me the over in this one tonight in this game between San Antonio and Minnesota. 5 of the last 6 meetings have gone over as well. Minnesota's gone over in 4. This series has gone over here in 4 straight games right now. So let's see what you guys have in this one. Let's see what you got. Timberwolves first half money line for cash gain. Ron says Spurs -5, but he hopes the Wolves can do it. Razor says Minnesota 11-2 straight out of home in their last 13 against San Antonio reinforces what I was saying about this series overall. But like I said, I think we all agree that this is a different San Antonio right now, even though they've been a couple of years here playing into this, rounding into this type of form, if you will, here. But San Antonio's been strong on the road, and Nuke says, didn't he get suspended? No, he came back in the next game and eventually he came back and scored like 18 points in the first quarter. I don't think it was that, but it was almost that, right? He came back and dominated the next game after that incident, and it shouldn't have been any suspension. Let's see, Razor says San Antonio, Friday is the day to go over, but Minnesota loves playing on Friday like a high school football team. All right, that might be it from the chat in this one. I'm going to go over here tonight, and what a great combo of games we have here tonight. Spurs on the spread for 9 legacy. Also, Terrell says Minnesota over here. And Minnesota, it looks like team total over. And Razor said he should have been suspended. I don't think Razor, I think you're crazy, Razor. I don't know what you're looking at. You might be just trying to make me argue the point, because there's no doubt it was just a regular old, yes, flagrant foul to get ejected for sure. Wemby 6-8 in his career versus the T-Wolves. How about that? All right, so man, we got 2 good games tonight. Man, the coverage on the channel just terrific with our live streaming there. Dial on last night, dialing it in the NHL streams there last night. And boy, we need to get a partner there for Dial on. He had a really bounce something off him. I'll have to try to get to the scene there and help old Dial on out. But he does a great job with the coverage here on the new Sports Money Network, the 16,000 subscriber powerhouse. So hopefully we got the show tonight. We'll see. Don't forget, coming up here in just about 2 hours, we have Bases Loaded with Mikey Money, Sharky Waters. I'll go over the baseball card, but I'm about to go over it right now here with our great card. It's rivalry weekend in Major League Baseball here. And Cash, but he didn't, right? So he got hit in the neck, and then it was really almost an accident that he hit him so high. I don't know if you've ever watched basketball, but a lot of times the big men, when they do this thing, like this, that way you get people around. Very common play in basketball. All right, let's get it rolling here right now with our Major League coverage. Man, this is going to be so. All these natural rivalries here a little bit in the major leagues today. They're just these regional rivalries. They have this twice a year where they have, you do play all your division opponents or whatever, and you have some. This is where the baseball schedule is not exactly perfect, because they make these teams play each other more so than the other teams from the other leagues sometimes, if you will, and then they play these games over, just kind of capitalizing on the regional rivalry. But it does make for an uneven schedule, really, especially if you're a team like, I don't want to say that, the Cubs. Maybe we have to play the White Sox, although, hey, White Sox are playing great, right? So, all right, let's see how we go, though, in some of these games here today. And this is just how it goes with these, and not every team has them here today set up, and not, man, rude all over Darderi here so far. Let's get it going. Let's take a look at these right now with the matchups here in Major League Baseball. And start it off here with the Phillies at the Bucks here. Look at this line here. Is it backwards? Do they have it right here at the Pirates $1.30 with Braxton Ashcraft here going up against Aaron Nola? Now, okay, I get it. I mean, Aaron Nola right now having some issues here. 5.14 ERA. Braxton Ashcraft 2.77 ERA right now. Good numbers here for Ashcraft. Not only that, 2-2 record, 105. The whip here for Nola, just a 2-3 record, a 1.48 whip here right now. So very interesting because Nola kind of an uncharted territory here, and the Pirates at 24-20, the Phillies just 21-23, and the Phillies are starting to play some decent ball here again all of a sudden. So it does seem kind of strange, but Ashcraft has been the better pitcher. Phillies won that series over the Bo Sox, 2-1 for the Pirates here. They won their series against Colorado. Pittsburgh 13-10 at home so far this season. 16-9 is a favorite for the Phillies. 3-9 as an underdog here, so not a great role for these guys. The Pirates have actually had the Phillies number as well here of late, although this is the first series of the season between the two teams. Now, I did mention the interleague games, and this doesn't qualify, but it feels like it does. It's their natural rival here, but these games, when you're talking about in the scope of things here, this makes a little bit more sense, not those interleague games where you're just playing those same teams. So, okay, let's see what you guys think, though, in this one. Phillies taking on the Pirates here this weekend, in an important series for both teams. Seems like a pretty good series. Let's hear from you in the chat as we get going here on the Morning's Team show. All right, let's see here. Nola, the surface numbers are concerning, but over his last 5 starts, he's been giving up hard contact as well right now. Philly's offense also not traveling well. They're barely hitting over 200 on the road, and this lineup has struggled against more so almost against quality right-handed pitching. They've actually improved dramatically here of late against left-handers, although not necessarily against elite left-handers. So I don't know, we'll see where that stands. Obviously going up against Ashcraft here, right-hander, so we'll worry more about that. But Ashcraft has become a pretty reliable pitcher here right now. Like I said, sub 3 ERA. Got some swing and miss stuff in there for sure. Pittsburgh 5-1 in their last 6 games at home. They continue to produce offensively at home. I think that's part of the handicap here. The Phillies are just 1-7 in their last 8 road games here. So, all right, I'm ready to hear from you in the chat and see what you have in this one between the Phillies and the Buccos. Even with Nola's struggles, this does seem like, he could have an okay outing. Yes, Pittsburgh at home has been good. The Phillies should be better right now. They should continue to improve. This would be a good time to do it here, coming off a little bit of a surge again for the Phils here. Let me hear from you in the chat. I'll go to the chat. All-Stars. Here we go. Okay. My friend from Kick, DeGao, is here, and Dead Internet Theory made his $11. That'll get a pizza home. Cash Kane says Pirates first half. And Cash says, man, Scheffler's all over the place today. I prefer Scheffler in the afternoon wave. Robert says Pirates first five. And let's see, Cash says, does seem high on the Pirates, right? I mean, you're not expecting them to be that kind of number there. Flea Mathis here today. Razor said the total's going over when Pittsburgh's at home here right now. Razor also says Philadelphia has been picking it up here. Remember, ever since Mattingly came on board, that's how they've been riding here. Razor says also under in 10 of 14 against Pittsburgh here is two teams familiar with one another. Cash is going with Scotty here. All right, and let's see here. Razor says Philly struggles on the road, and Dead Internet Theory Schwartz. He's been somewhat consistent with his long ball here of late. He's had a few home runs there during this streak. He's one guy. Yeah, the average just isn't quite there yet for Schwartz at 226, but that is picking up the pace a little bit. And really, other than Marsh, I mean, no one's really hitting for too much of an average right now with the Phillies just yet. So, all right, for me in this one, I'm on the under. Phillies and Pirates, give me the under here in this one. And we're underway on the morning steam. Dead Internet Theory, Pirates first five, money line. Next up, all right, the Blue Jays are at the Tigers, and we did just get the information a short time ago. I say short time ago, I mean within the last, 5 minutes, that Madden here will have an opener. It's going to be Hannafy. I believe he's an opener here. Let me update this, though. Because Madden, not quite experienced yet, but good numbers here. We got a rain delay in tennis. Rain delay in tennis here right now. The skies have opened big time here. We're seeing it pouring here in Rome right now. This is going to be a while. So Darduri will be on serve. We'll just flip over the hockey game. What do you think about that? The hockey game's about to start here. So maybe that'll be a good solution. Let me get over there and get ready for the hockey game. About to start here in about 10 minutes, so we'll have that going on. Okay. All right, there we go. Also with Hannafy, so he's going to have an opener here against Yesevich. Blue Jays here about $1.30 or so, and the total 8 here in this one. Yesevich, remember how good he was. I mean, don't sleep on this guy. Remember how good he was in the Blue Jays run last year. I mean, I think he's pretty good option at starter, no matter how you look at it. Detroit's in a rough stretch overall, but they're back at home at least, so it might be a good buy low spot on them against Toronto. That, let's face it, they've underperformed on the road. They're just 1-4 in their last 5. Their offense has been pretty inconsistent on the road. Madden, I'll talk about him a little bit here because I believe he will be the man to come in here after Hannafy, who will be the opener. Madden showed legit strikeout upside, and who just made that shot? Ben Kern, one of the pros out there. All right, so Madden, though, pretty good. He's looked okay so far now. Yesevich has good stuff. The whip and the BABIP could use some improvement here. I think the whip and the BABIP actually shows that there could be some regression coming. He's been terrific here so far, but he's not going to have a .6 ERA all season, but he has been very, very good so far. Detroit's been much stronger at home. We know that than their overall record even suggests, and maybe getting plus money at home could be attractive to you, but I'm such a big fan of Yesevich. that I kind of wanted to, take him here, but I don't know. As a favorite here, this Tigers team at home has done a nice job at home, and the Blue Jays are just 6-13 on the road. So, getting a little bit of plus money, that might be the way I'd have to go. The run line isn't even out of the question here, I think. For Detroit in this one, they're plus 1.5 at minus 160. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't take that, but it is nice insurance there if you wanted to be sure. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Tigers here in this one. Like I said, I think we're getting a good. We'll see if Madden is not up to snuff, but using an opener here, go ahead and give me the Tigers in this one. We'll see if the Blue Jays can do something on the road, but I'll take a little bit of plus money, honey, in this one. We're in Comerica. Both starters have shown enough command. I think we're going to see some decent pitching here in this one. Could be an under. Let's see what the chat says, huh? And Cash says, Mattingly, it feels like the right spot for Mattingly, right? With Florida, hey, there were some moments he did an okay job, but you're still coaching the Marlins, right? You're never going to end up looking good right now. Ron says Blue Jays here on the money line. And let's see. Cash talking more golf here right now. Scheffler is absolutely falling apart and going to cost himself here. Smalley's a fast riser, but where's Scheffler going? Scotty, come back. What's going on here? Scotty's falling all the way down the charts here. And it's funny, when you talk about this, leaderboard the way it is, you give a couple of strokes back right now, and you're going to be off the pace here real quick, right? So Scotty is falling back here. I thought he was an even part, whatever. He's falling back to 26th place right now. He's falling apart. Robert's on Detroit here. I want to say hello and welcome. I got to say it. I just want to say Moist Magic Taco here on the show. It's always a good morning with a Moist Magic Taco, isn't it? All right. Tigers 1-9 the last 10. The offense has been struggling. Nuke says he can't lay it with the Jays here at this point, especially not on the road right now. Want to say hello and welcome to Scott Zom today. At least someone believes in my potential around here. I mean, come on. Cashman says Blue Jays first 5. Butco Domineros here today as well. Andrew says this is a tough course. It's a good course. And happy Friday to Megan Hanna joining us on YouTube. Hi, Megan. All right. And I'll go ahead and take the Tigers in this one. We got to keep it moving right now with the Orioles taking on the Nationals. So here we go with some of our regional games, right? So these guys end up playing 6 games against, one another this, this season. They come back and do this again later on, but hey, it's always fun. The Orioles and the Nationals here can be more inept. But, hey, teams have similar records right now. Orioles 20-24, the Nationals 21-23. Shane Baz in here, 5.48 ERA, 1-4 record. Zach Littell 6.9 ERA, 1-4. Both starters are 1-4 here coming into this one. So look, the pitching numbers are not pretty. I actually think that I would wonder what happens here. These guys probably will give it up here big time, but I don't think it's going to be an absolute slugfest in this one. This one's always kind of tricky here when you get, these guys have struggled, no doubt. Baz, 1.56 whip. Littell, 1.6 whip. They haven't been good. I can't sit here and tell you that they're going to be better today, but I don't think it's going to be it might not even get to double digits. It might be 9 or 10 runs exactly, but it'd probably still lean to the over still because of the poor pitching so far. But let's see how you guys have it here in this one with Baltimore taking on Washington here. And look, Baltimore is coming off that hot series with the Yankees. They look terrific. It's just that Shane Baz isn't going to be threatening anybody here. We know the Washington Nationals have been a bizarre team where On the road, they've been much better than at home so far. Doesn't necessarily mean they're not going to be effective here against a fellow mediocre team like uh, Baltimore here right now. I mean, both pitchers very, very mediocre, if you want to call it that. So, yeah, Washington had a tough series themselves over the weekend. They didn't look too good, actually, in their series against the Reds. They did take 2 out of 3. I guess I'm kind of thinking back to that Miami series a little bit. They actually won 2 of 3. I was just thinking yesterday they got crushed 15-1, but Baltimore won the series over the Yankees 3-1, and that might catch the attention of everyone, and want to pile in and pile on with Baltimore here. But they're still just 8-12 on the road. Washington, though, 6-13 at home. They've been much, much better on the road. So let's see what you have here. But I'm taking Washington plus 1.5 at minus 140. I'm going to take the run line here in this game and just lay a little juice. In fact, I think it's minus $1.35 actually right now. I'll take the Nationals on the run line here. This one could easily be like a 6-5 game, I think, today. Washington still, yes, that offense has not been as good as it was early in the season, but they're still second in runs scored, second in RBI overall. Baltimore's offense, 26th in batting average. So I'll try the Nationals here. Let's see what you guys say. Cash says we got gas cans in here right now. And Cashman says, the Nats are going to be stacking the lineup there. The line was fishy yesterday and thought $1.30 with our man, Foster the People Griffin. Nats first 5 here for Robert. And that internet theory, 15-1. I mean, who saw that coming? Terrell Wood for a home run, and Buxton here. Yeah, he's going to be out, though. I think Buxton's going to have trouble making the lineup today for the Twinkies. I'll take the Nationals in this one. Run line. Next up, the Marlins are at the Rays. We've got a good one here as the Florida teams square off for their rivalry series. And see what you got here in this one. Jansen Junk goes here for the Marlins, also for Tampa Bay here, Jesse Schultens. Both teams in a pretty good little run right now, although Miami did lose 2 of 3 there to the Twins. For Tampa Bay here, they come in off of a good series against Toronto. Of course, they won the first 2, and then they were going to win that last game, but then that grand slam by Varsho. Here we're seeing the warm-ups here right now, and there's Crosby. We're getting ready here for the game here with Canada and Sweden. Should be pretty cool here going off, and also the Germany-Finland game here. These games being played in Switzerland. All right. In fact, I kind of like the total in the game here. I'm just about to drop the puck here right now. And I'm going to take here in this,
critical notice.
Let me see. I'm just see what you guys. I don't know if you guys are taking the IHF World Championships, but it's about to start here. Okay, let me talk baseball here and not get too off track here, but trying to get my script get my script back together here. For Tampa Bay, they continue to be just clutch. They do everything right. They look like a great playoff contender here. I did take them several weeks ago to win the American League Eastern Division. I thought the odds were pretty swift there, but man, from the bullpen to the clutch hitting to the late game execute, whatever it is, the Rays just seem to get it done. Miami struggled on the road and historically against Tampa Bay as well. This has been a pretty one-sided series overall, as Miami is just 4-14 straight up in the last 18 games at the, well, I say at the Trop, but in Tampa, obviously. Last year they played at the Steinbrenner Field there, but Tampa has had a pretty good run of it. Tampa also right now 14-4 at home. The Marlins just 6-12 on the road. 4-12 is an underdog, and the price is $1.15. Somehow the price is $1.15 here in this one. Like, we just forgot that the Tampa Bay Rays are one of the best teams in the league. And Jansen Junk, he's okay. He's been okay. Let's give Junk a little credit here. Everyone kind of bags on him, but 3.24 ERA and a 2-3 record with a 1.11 WHIP. Give Junk some credit, but Schulten's 3.29 ERA, 1.17 WHIP. So I don't know. It looks like it'll be a game here where you're going to have some good pitching here, possibly. I'm going to take under in the first 5 in this one with Miami here and Tampa Bay. Give me the under in the first 5 in this one. I think these pitchers are pretty okay here for this spot right now, and I'll go under 4.5 at minus 130. Let's see what the chat does here in this one. And, well, Dead Internet Theory says, talking about how terrible the Rays Stadium is, Dead Internet, I don't know if it was, because they're talking about the rivalry or whatever. And look, stop, especially folks in Florida, stop me if you heard this before, but Tampa Bay did sign a deal yesterday for a new $2.6 billion dome stadium with nearly $1 billion in local funding. That's about as close as they've come to the deal that they need, because they need that local money. We know several stadium deals have fallen through, and even I've made fun this season and said that, hey, you know what? You probably want to keep the Trop. You have a little bit of a home field edge, but Tampa Bay deserves a beautiful stadium for this team. The Trop has its, I don't know how to say it. It's quaint. The fans don't really come out like they should, even though it's a loyal group of fans. If they could have a beautiful stadium in Tampa, I think they would draw much, much better. And that deal, they did sign a deal. They've signed deals before. This has fallen through plenty of times, but this is as close now as Tampa Bay has ever come to this stadium here, finally getting a new stadium. Remember, they just had to shell out a bunch of money just to fix the stadium up here right now for what's worth. And we're still years away from this happening. I mean, if this deal goes through, I mean, you still won't be seeing a stadium until 2030 probably, but there is that news. All right, let's see. Ron says he likes the Marlins, but tough to go against the Rays. Cash Gaines on Miami. Andrew says, how about the under here? Dead Internet Theory took the under. Catherine says they just fixed the Trop. It took as a storm came and ruined that roof and everything. And don't take just too much rain, though. I think too much rain goes down there, and you got to have the dome on in Tampa. Robert here on the under in this one. And we have a goal already here. Canada scores. Canada with a goal right now. They've scored just 2.5 minutes into the game. Yeah, the Heat. It's the Heat, Dead Internet Theory. The Heat. Nobody wants to. They want to be playing in air conditioning. All right. Hey, Reds and Guardians. We've got the Ohio series here with Andrew Abbott on the mound. 4.47 ERA. Tanner Bybee, 4.16 ERA. He's 0-5. So far, he's pitched much better at home. Cleveland just had a terrific series this week as they were able to sweep the Angels. The Angels had that wraparound extended series there. So Cincinnati, meanwhile, lost the series to Washington. They did win that game 15-1. yesterday. Seems like a reasonable price here on Tanner Bybee. Actually, they like I said, he's pitched much better at home. Should improve. I mean, I don't think he's going to be awful this year. Cleveland is 13-9 at home so far. Cincinnati's lost 7 of their last 10 games. I think Bybee's overall ERA is misleading. He's pitched much better at home. Cleveland's bullpen has been more stable. Cincinnati's bullpen has fallen apart here over the last couple of weeks. Cincinnati's also struggled against right-handed pitching, continues to play poorly on the road right now. Cleveland also maybe the stronger profile here in this one. Look, Cincinnati's still, over 500, but now they're Cleveland's 24-21, Cincinnati 23-21. Cincinnati is 27-16 to the over, but just 10-9 to the over on the road, and Cleveland's 9-13 to the under at home. Abbott does have some command issues right now. Bybee does give up the homers here a little bit more than what we're used to, I think, with him right now, but I'm going to have to try the under here in this one with the Reds and the Guardians. Give me the under today here with Abbott and Bybee. Give me the under 8 runs in this one. Some comments from the chat here. Cash Kane says Reds first 5 money line. Ron says go under the 8. 9 Legacy with some plays here. Tampa Bay, Detroit, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. And Dead Internet Theory says the Angels, man, this team is looking bad. Gosh, Angels. Bybee's had quality starts in 4 of 5 games, and Dead Internet will say take Cincinnati on the money line. I don't know if Razor's out there, Steve. I think he probably is, but did have that breaking story overnight with the Ortiz brothers and that Puerto Rican cockfighting ring, and also a Dodgers player in there as well. I think Edwin Diaz. Guys were seen on video at some cockfights. It's a different society. The laws are. I don't know how that's going to play out, but I would imagine there's going to be some issues there. Major League Baseball probably not going to tolerate that with Diaz. As far as the horse racing game is concerned, I don't know, but obviously here with the Triple Crown race coming up, we're going to hear more about that story here this weekend. All right, keep it moving here right now, and let's go to. We got a few more comments here, I think. Razor says, hey, isn't that video actually a few years old? Haven't they known about it? Gary Ferentz here. Good morning to Gary. He's like your grandma. He's on Facebook. Great to see Gary coming on Facebook. Andrew keeping us updated there from the golf. And Abbott. Oh, Cash talking about Abbott there. Okay. And Pops is here today as well. Are you guys still together this weekend, guys, or Pop's going with the guards there? Let me keep it moving here right now on the Morning Steam Show. Next up, we've got the Brewers taking on the Twins. This is their natural rivalry game here with these two. You got, I believe, Chad Patrick. I think they have to make a move here, so you're not seeing much yet. With the line, although the line has now been issued against Joe Ryan, who's starting to look more like Joe Ryan here all of a sudden. Ryan comes in here with an ERA of 4.16, 3.42 and a 2-3 record for Chad Patrick, 3.05 ERA, 2-2 record coming in. Both teams coming off some pretty good week here so far. Brewers were able to win that series over my Padres. Minnesota did take 2 of 3 against Miami, and both teams are playing pretty well coming into this game. For the Brewers here, they're 24-17 right now. Minnesota just 4-6 as a favorite so far, 20-24 overall. They are a slight favorite in this one. Total 8.5 under 20. I thought the total would be 8.5 overnight, and kind of maybe having a little bit of over regret here. Thought the total would come this high, and then wasn't too sure about it. So let's see what I have here. This one's probably one of the tougher games because I just started to see the line when I got ready to do the show here a couple hours ago. And let's see how you guys have it in here. Anyway, Shane Lowry's a little upset here right now. So Milwaukee's certainly playing well right now. They've handled Minnesota in this matchup when these two teams have faced off. In fact, Milwaukee's won 5 straight games on the road at Minnesota and won 4 of the last 5 overall. Minnesota's gone over in 7 of their last 9 games coming into this one, but Milwaukee's been hot. They've won 6 of 7. The Twins have won 4 of 5 coming into this one. Milwaukee 6-9 to the under as a dog. Minnesota here 13-7 at home to the over right now. Let's see how you guys have this one with the Brujas taking on the Twinkies. Here in this one, I'm going to go over in the first 5 with Milwaukee and Minnesota here with Chad Patrick and Joe Ryan. I did just try to sell you that Ryan's been improved here, but the Brewers are starting to hit pretty well, I think. Dying Legacy likes Milwaukee. Pop says give him Twins and over for Ron Borkman here, and also Robert liking the over there too. And Cash says Joe Ryan was having his velocity issues here. And like I said, his numbers seem to be improving a little bit here, but I'm going to go over in this one with over the first 5 here with the Brewers and the Twins. Stop Geo's here stopping by today. Let's keep it moving here right now on the Morning Steam Show. Next up. And of course, hey, join our coverage. Not only, hey, it's a Friday, it's a Triple Crown weekend. Black Eyed Susan Steaks today from Laurel. So let's keep it moving here, though, with the Major League Baseball. And look at this great matchup. Wow, this is the game of the day, I think. I don't know. I don't want to get too carried away. The Mets are still bad, but with Clay Holmes here, this feels like a pretty awesome game here with the Yankees and the Mets in their regional rivalry tonight with Cam Schlittler. 1.35 ERA, 5-1 record, and a 0.81 whip, 59 strikeouts after that last game. And wow, Schlittler, no matter how you say it, Schlittler's been strong, but Clay Holmes too, 1.86 ERA, 4-3 record, 101 the whip here for Holmes. Feels like a pretty good game here tonight. Now, look, the Yankees obviously are much better record-wise here, but the Mets have won 3 in a row, and the Yankees had that struggles against the Orioles here. Still Yankees 27-17 on the season. The Mets are still 9-12 at home, 4-7 as an underdog here right now. But you got Clay Holmes. There's definitely the Mets. Look, the Mets slow start. You could say all you want about how they've gotten to this point, why they're not producing, but they paid for all this talent, right? They should somewhere get it going eventually. Every run's going to matter in this game. I mean, this one kind of feels like 3-2 or 4-3 to me tonight, I would think. Holmes has been excellent. He matches up well against the lineup of the Yankees. It has struggled on the road of late, no doubt. The total sitting at 7, so you know what we're expecting here in this one. You might grab this home dog here with the Mets. I want to take the Mets actually on the run line here in the first 5. I think is going to be my call. Give me the Mets here, first 5 over the Yankees at plus a half a run. See what the chat has to say in this one. All right. Cashman likes the Yankees here, minus the run today. And Ron, have a great day, Ron. Thank you. Best to you and your family. Pops is on the over here. And the Mets look like a different team, but you got A.J. Ewing going to get overpowered here a little bit. And the answer is they're the Mets. So, of course, they're going to find a way to blow it. Robert here on the Yankees. That might be it from the crew. I'm going to take the Mets first 5 here in this one. And 9 Legacies on the Mets money line. All right. Oh, the Red Sox and the Braves. Now here's another one where this is not your typical. These guys end up playing each other as their, they call this their rivalry. I don't know where it comes from, other than the fact that there used to be the Boston Braves. Maybe that's why. They're Connerly Early and Spencer Strider here in this one. Strider, 2.89 ERA, 1-0 record here, 14 Ks, a couple of starts for Strider. For Connerly Early, 3.16 ERA, 3-2 record to 1.22 WHIP. He's looked pretty good. Looks like got what they're expecting here from Early. Now the Braves are the best team in baseball right now record-wise, even though they did lose yesterday to stop that winning streak. They're still on fire. Did win the series against the Cubs. For Boston here, they lost the series to Philadelphia and couldn't score any runs, Boston. They scored just 5 runs in 3 games. In fact, over the last 5 games here, Boston has managed just 8 runs overall in the last 5 games, although they have a couple of wins in there. Pitching's been good. Boston just 4-9, though, as an underdog right now. They're definitely a dog here. Braves are 14-7 at home, 23-9 as a favorite coming into this one. So let's see what you guys have here with the, still a good game. I mean, come on, you got the Red Sox coming in here to take on the hot Braves. Braves are great against left-handers, for sure here. Strider's return is also just what the Braves needed, right? Just another piece here to get back and keep this team going. Braves should be able to get some opportunities against Early, particularly Early, if you know what I mean. I think the peripherals suggest that Early, while still good, I don't know if he's quite this good here so far with the 3.16, as I said, 1.22 whip. We'll see. Maybe in long term he'll be this type of pitcher. Does feel like he's a little bit lucky as well, but the bullpen for Atlanta should give them the edge as well. And I think this one probably be kind of a good, well pitched game. We might see the unders kind of trend in here a little bit with these two teams, because you got right now Atlanta 5-14 to the under at home, but Boston 14-17 to the over on the road. However, both teams have gone under in 7 of their last 10 games coming into this one. Boston's gone under in 5 straight. Atlanta's gone under in 7 of its last 8, and 10 of the last 13 games between these two teams have gone under, including 6 straight between the two teams here in Atlanta. And remember, these two teams play each other more so than the other interleague games. So see what you have here, but I'm going to take the Atlanta Braves here in this one. I'm going to take them in the first 5 on the run line here. Give me the Braves in this one in the first 5 over the Red Sox at -0.5 run. Go to the chat here and see what you guys have to say in this one. Red Sox, Braves. All right. It's going to be, oops, I think I missed some of the Mets comments back there with Cash and Terrell maybe talking this one. And Razor says he'll be covering that. I think we got the UFC going on too, so I don't know. But always love the Preakness Stakes, and you know what? They're still going to party at a Laurel, just because it's not Pimlico, right? It's still going to be the best drinking day of the Triple Crown. 9 Legacy likes the Braves on the run line. Robert McCormick likes the Braves on the money line here. And Andrew, what about a Nerfy? Says here. Also here. Red Sox to sweep this series. Oh, Red Sox to sweep the series, says Pops. Robert McCormick's on the under. And right, Terrell got those other ones in there. You got Rangers, Astros. This is one of the two, right, where they didn't have. But I don't know. Look, you could do New York versus New York, but you also, Boston Yankees. But we know they play each other a million times, so it makes sense. There's not another rival there, but Boston and Philly, just because Pittsburgh and Philly, remember, they're National League teams in there. Why not play Boston and Philly? Big O's here. He likes Boston on the run line. All right, we're having a great time here on the morning steam, and let's keep it moving here right now with another interesting game here. Wow, look at this. The Cubs are on the road against the White Sox. Who's hotter between these teams right now? The White Sox are. The Cubs have been dynamite. We know how this is going, but look at the White Sox here, 5 straight wins right now. They're 22-21 coming in. The Cubs are still 28-16 here, but did Finland just score? That's high sticking, isn't it? Cabrera, 3.88 ERA, 3-1 record. Sean Burke, 3.68 ERA, and good numbers for Burke here, pretty much a 1.09 whip. The White Sox continue to be pretty impressive here right now. I like them to maybe be in this game here with the Cubs, man. Come on. The White Sox have been doing a great job here of late. They had just a 5-game winning streak here. Remember, they won the series against Seattle. They swept the Royals. Now, the Cubs did lose their series with Atlanta, but that was Atlanta. So, Cubs are still 28-16, but the Cubs are just 10-11 on the road. White Sox actually at home, 12-9. Here, White Sox, man, come on. The Cubs are clearly the better team, but this is not an easy lay here. I kind of want to take the White Sox here in this one on the run. Well, I'm going to take them on the run line. Give me the White Sox here. I already know I want the White Sox plus 1.5 in this one. Maybe first 5. I'll roll it here with the White Sox at plus 1.5 at what is it? Minus $1.35. What is the first 5? I've already committed to this one. First 5 is minus $1.25 on the run line there. I'll give you the White Sox on the regular run line here, but we'll see in this one. Could be a good pitcher's duel, I think, right now. Boy, the wind is really going there right now at the golf tournament. Okay, let's see the chats here. Cubs run line for Pops. And Terrell, he's our correspondent here. He says, wow, these two teams haven't been over 500 in 6 years against one another. Take the Sox over 4.5 team total there. 9 legacies on the White Sox money line. Bobby Mack says over 8.5 in this one. Thank you to Pops. Hope you had a great weekend with the guys. Big O says White Sox first 5 money line. There you go, Big O. I want to be in with Big O, but officially I'll take the White Sox full game money line, run line here. But I like what Big O's dealing there. Did they take this goal away? Yeah, I thought they would. Yeah, that was got the stick a little bit too high there. Okay, we're going to keep it moving here right now. We still have plenty of games to go here in the major leagues. And we got the regional, the Texas matchup here with the Rangers taking on the Astros right now. And it's the Rangers here, a slight favorite on the road. They played pretty well in their last series as well, taking down Arizona 2-1. Of course, they played well against the Cubs. Texas in a pretty good streak here. Houston, meanwhile, lost to Seattle because they always lose to Seattle, 3-1 there in that one here. And this is not an interleague series, of course. This is an American League specific series. Houston won the last series that these two teams played back in September. They swept them at home here, but we know Houston has struggled. Still, Arrighetti, good numbers. This makes this one intriguing because you have these two pitchers. You have Arrighetti here, 1.8 .88 ERA and a 4-1 record, while Jack Leiter 1-3 record and a 4.85 ERA right now. So the numbers are not intersecting here. The zeros are not intersecting here necessarily with this matchup pitching wise. So it's a little bit of maybe a contrarian look here, actually, if you want to kind of roll with the Astros here, or maybe, well, I don't know how to look at it. Texas does own one of the best bullpen ERAs. We know that. Arrigetti's been good since he came back. Houston has needed some pitching because the bats have been okay, but they still can't win the games, even with the strong bats here right now. So I don't know if the Rangers can stay close and get to that bad Houston bullpen. Leiter's going to have to keep them in the game here a little bit, but both starting pitchers can have maybe some volatility. I don't know. I'm expecting a good start from Arrighetti, and I think the Leiter can improve on his numbers here a little bit. I'm going to take under in the first 5 with Leiter and Arrighetti. That's going to be my choice here on the morning steam. Let me go under here in this one at 4.5 runs between the Rangers here and the Astros in the first 5. I'll go under, and the number there is 4.5. Chat coming through here with the comments right now. Andrew's already cashing out some of his tickets there in the golf. The Stop Geo says, he's got some props tonight. Thank you, Stop Geo. Nice to Stop Geo coming in, bringing some plays for us here. Wow, Stop Geo, thank you. There says Duran. Everyone's concerned about Duran here, but we'll see. We'll see. Thank you, Stop Geo. So nice of you to type all that in, man. I'm going to show all of this here with Stop Geo because he took the time to punch all this in. I know we're in the baseball segment, but we're not going to let Stop Geo down. Robert's on the Rangers here in this one. All right, here's the Royals taking on the Cards. Michael Wacha has been good, man. Wacha, 2.63 ERA, 4-2 record. He starts, I don't even know if he starts slow, but he just gets better and better, it seems like, as the season progresses here. 0.99 whip coming in. He has 4 wins already. Kansas City has lost 4 games in a row coming in. They did not have a good series there against the White Sox. St. Louis, meanwhile, won their series with 2 road wins at West Sacramento. So Cardinals coming here 25-18, but they've got Dusty May, who has a 4.85 ERA and a 3-4 record. He really hasn't looked that great, 1.43 whip, but look, he's a pitcher we know has been very good in the past. It's just that when you go through I believe he's a 2-time TJ guy, or is it? I believe I think it's TJ all the way there, right? Definitely missed time with injuries throughout his career. Kansas City 6-15 on the road here so far. So I don't know. Kansas City, good weekend there, but did have a good week and then ran into the White Sox there last time, so they didn't look good here. But I kind of think Wacha's more the man here to get it done in this one. I'm going to take Wacha here in the first 5. Little concern once we get into the bullpen a little bit here. So give me Kansas City in this one in the first 5 right now on the money line at a pick. I'll take the Royals here in this one. See if the chat here going with this one and see what you got. Andrew celebrating his victory. Stop Geo's a member here of the new Sports Money Network. 9 Legacies on the Royals on the money line, and Cash Game likes the Royals on the run line today. keep it moving here right now. We're going to go next up, another regional rivalry, if you will. I don't mind this one with the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Colorado Rockies, with, oh man, look at this, Merrill Kelly here, 7.6 ERA. Kyle Freeland, a 6 ERA. You know, Freeland to me is one of those pitchers where I think if you take him out of Colorado and put him on another team, he might actually be pretty good. But he's 1-4 right now. Arizona lost their series this week to Texas. Colorado, meanwhile, lost their series against Pittsburgh. Colorado's only 8-11 at home. They're also 17-27 as an underdog. That's their record because they've been an underdog in every game this season, the Colorado Rockies. That's got to change sometime. Is this the game that changes here? I mean, they still have won at home, but Arizona is 8-6. That's as a favorite. It's about all they do right here right now. Kelly, pretty gross numbers here for sure, but Arizona is 13-7 on the road so far. We're in Colorado. The total's actually gone down to 11.5 here. I think this looks like a typical Colorado game here today, actually. And you know what? I probably prefer the Diamondbacks offense here. I don't know if I can take them here necessarily, but let me get the over in the first 5 with this one with Arizona and Colorado. That's what I'm going to do. First 5 over here. The total's gone down, so I'm going to take it here over 6 runs in the first 5 innings in this one between Arizona and Colorado. It's actually 6.5 even money, so I'll take it though. Give me the over here in the first 5. Colorado and Arizona. Diamondbacks money line and under here for Cash Kane. 9 Legacy says Diamondbacks on the run line. Bobby Mack is on Arizona here to win on the road. I think I agree with that. Next up, it's the Dodgers and the Angels in the Freeway Series here in this one. The Angels lost those 3 games. They're sure glad they're home. The Angels have defeated the Dodgers in 7 straight games. Do I need to say it again? Now, I could tell you, oh, that was a different Angel team. That was a different Dodger. No, they just, for whatever reason, the Dodgers just mailed this one in. Blake Snell, no indication that Blake Snell's ready to go at this point. Looked awful so far since he's come back this season. He got Jack Kahanowitz, 3.97 ERA here, 1.35 whip. Maybe this is the spot for the Dodgers to get going, but I don't want them at this price. I don't want them if they're nice. I don't want them twice. I mean, feel like the cat in the hat here. I don't want the Dodgers in this spot at all at 220. They seem to have a mental block when they take on this Angel team here right now. I'd probably rather just maybe take the total in this one. Could Snell, get it going here, or will the Dodgers in this offense be able to tee off on Kahanowitz here? Angels are 6-12 to the under at home. The Dodgers are 19-25 to the under. Overall this season, I'd probably prefer the under in this game with the Dodgers and the Angels, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the under here in this one, but I don't want the Dodgers. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know if I'll take the Angels on the money line, but I might take them on the run line. Big money play of the day, Angels for 9 Legacy. Chat's running out of steam here right now, or I'm talking a little too fast and they're not able to keep up. Let me talk about this game a little bit more because we're almost done with baseball here right now. Laying this runs in this rivalry game when you can't even beat these guys, I don't know, man. The Dodgers offense could create something against Kahanowitz here right now, but did the Canadians just score again? 2-0 Canada here in the first period, late first period here. All right. Now, the Angels They actually hit left-handers pretty well, so maybe they'll be able to get to Snell. Like I said, Snell has not looked good here yet so far this season. Coming back from injury right now. So, all right, Robert's going under here in this one, and hey, Gorky's joined us today with some challenger picks here today. Colin there over. Or is it Greek Spore? Let me take a look. I don't know if I have those lines up and ready. Thank you to Gorky for stopping in here right now. And maybe we'll see more Gorky here. We need somebody to pick up the slack here. We lost a content partner. I think they said it was my fault. That was news to me. I don't know. I just rub people the wrong way, believe me. All right, let's see what else we got going here right now with Padres. Oh, now here's another one where you're like, oh, yeah, the Padres and the Mariners, they both start with S. They've always said, the Padres and the Mariners share the same spring training complex. And also, they've always said, oh, this is for the Eddie Vedder Cup. Because, of course, Vedder, and they've always got their start kind of down in San Diego, and of course Vedder lives in Chicago. I don't think he cares about he's a Cubs fan, so that's a misnomer as well. Padres on the road here, an underdog against the Mariners here right now with Strandy Vasquez going. Oh, come on.
Final.
I love the Padres when they're getting now. The Mariners have done a good job in this series. Mariners have actually won here right now. 6 of the last, or let me get straight here. I think it's 6 of the last 8 games between the two teams here right now. Mariners have been able to take down the Pods. Padres have gone under in 9 of their last 12 games coming into this one. Seattle's gone under in 8 of their last 12 and 4 of their last 5 games at home here. Emerson Hancock, 3.21 ERA, 3-1 record. Both starters, I think, have looked pretty good here so far. I'm taking the Padres, though, in this one as an underdog. This is where I want them here. They lost the series against Milwaukee in that decent pitching. For Seattle here, they won their series against Houston 3-1. Padres, though, are 12-8 on the road here so far, and I'm going to take them here tonight. Take my Padres on the road as an underdog against Hancock in this one. Let's see how you guys like it. I think, it'll be a tight game here. Maybe it will be an under tonight, but let's see here. Padres for Robert in this one. All right, we're running out of baseball here. We're down to the end here right now with the Giants on the road taking on the A's. Now, look, come on, this is still a rivalry, okay? You got the A's no matter where they go. I think there'll be a rival with the Giants. Yeah, the Giants rivalry is with the Dodgers, but still you got Sacramento. I mean, that's pretty close anyway. Tyler Mahle for the Giants here, 5.18 ERA. Aaron Savali, 2.59. I've talked about he's 4-1. Mahle is 1-4. But talked about here how, to me, this has been a good pickup. Savali's going to be a good pitcher here this season for the Athletics. And look, they're not going to spend a ton of money on pitching, but they went out and got some better pitching this season. I think that's why they're over 500 right now at 22-21. I'm going to take him here in this game against the Giants as a favorite. I'll take him in the first 5, actually. Here today, give me the Giants in this one. I'm taking more of these derivatives here on the show now because we opened those up this week, trying to get a little more variety in some of the picks, and man, it's worked out. Definitely hitting these first 5s on the show. So let's see how you have it here, though, in this one with the Giants and the A's, and I'll take the A's here in the first 5. In this one, they are minus a half a run at even. That's what I'll do. I'll take a minus a half at even money. And we'll see what you guys have in this one, too. The A's are, Savali's been far more consistent than Mahle, that's for sure. Now, Mahle struggled badly away from home, and the A's offense has, performed pretty well at home. So We'll see. Molly does allow some hard contact. Savali's home splits are weaker for the most part, but these bullpens are not going to be terrific here necessarily. And it is in West Sacramento. It'll probably flirt with that 10 as usual. But let's see what the chat has to say here in the last matchup here. And Nine Legacy says he's on the Padres. And Nine Legacy's on San Francisco. Gorky, it's always me in the end. I promise you. I don't know why that is, but it's always me in the end. I have no friends. You guys are the closest thing to friends I've got. Robert's on the over here, and Steve says go over in this one. Maybe I'm just misunderstood. The way I talk and everything. I don't know. All right. I'd be nowhere without you guys, though, here. And that's it for the baseball. Man, that's it for the baseball. All right. We got WNBA action coming up. Let's take a look at that right now. 4 games in the W. We got to go with these here, and then the show will be over. We're just an hour away from Bases Loaded, Sharky Waters, Mikey Money. We're going to break down this baseball card as well. So let's get it going here with our WNBA coverage with the Aces. Uh-oh, look at this. Well, I've already talked about how now I know one thing I got right is talking about how Connecticut would be bad this year. I don't know if it was everybody knew it, but still 15.5 does seem kind of tough. No doubt, no matter how good or bad you are. Look, this is an Aces team that lost their first game of the season by 33 points, but have since bounced back. And maybe the move here is a little bit on Vegas right now, but open 14.5 up to 15.5 here right now in this one. But let's see how you've got it between these two. The Aces, hitting the road. They weren't perfect last year hitting the road on some of these long trips to the East Coast anyway. But we'll see how you guys have it here in this one. No one's ever going to break 4 under in this golf tournament, it feels like. All right, let me get my script, though, up here right now for the WNBA games here tonight. I'm going to take a look at the contest here with Las Vegas, and Connecticut. Here we go. All right, the Aces here dominated this matchup historically, 8-1 against the spread, 9-0 straight up in their last 9 meetings against Connecticut. That's kind of tough to ignore, but the Sun are off to a pretty ugly start here so far with an 0-3 record and 0-3 against the spread. So maybe here even the Aces can win by more than 15.5 right now. This team just doesn't have the roster to trade possessions, it feels like, with Vegas for 4 quarters. So, look, Connecticut is in a rebuilding phase. I think it's showing early here with the bad record. Remember, they're going to Houston next year. They're immediately going to get big support in Houston. Remember, the Comets had a very successful franchise. We saw, Houston, they were a great franchise. They were one of the best in WNBA history. So they just got to get there first, and they've almost stripped it down here a little bit, knowing it's going to be kind of a long season. So A's have been good on the road. They've won 13 of their last 15 dating back to last year. Eventually they will overwhelm Connecticut here, and I'll take Vegas in the first half is what I'll do in this one. Give me Las Vegas here. They're laying 15.5 full game right now, but I'm going to lay it here in the first half with the Aces minus 9 points. Might be 8.5. I'm seeing the spread has actually gone down here to 15 a little bit, so seeing a little bit of shift here on the line. All right, you guys join me for some WNBA. Robert likes the over in this one. Andrew says Aces first quarter. And Nine Legacy says, I'm going to go out on a limb and take the Suns to cover. I think Nine Legacy's Nine Legacy's doing the better at least put the phone up there. That looked bad. I think he said it in his phone. But I do like, I'm going to go out on a lemon and take the Suns to cover. I like that. I want to say hello to Rico Alavis in the chat. R4C6. All right. I don't know what that means, but Johnny says, Aces, Lego. Even I can do the Lego. All right, Mystics and Fever here in this one. Look, I've been a Mystics fan so far. Between Sonia Citrone, Citrone looks absolutely great. I think this program's going to work out for Washington right now. You look at this, some of the talent they have on this team. You've got Aria Fenn, don't forget. You've got Shakira Austin, and you've got also, don't forget, Georgia Amore, who was injured last year as a rookie, and all of a sudden she's looking good. That backcourt of Amore and Citrone, really underrated so far, and I don't like the Fever at all here in this favorite role of 9 points. I would think the Mystics here, they're 2-0 against the spread so far. Indiana 0-1 against the spread at home. Yes, they lost to Dallas, remember, 107-104. I don't know if this one's going to be quite like that. But, this is a tough matchup. Amore is a good defensive player. We'll see how Caitlin Clark gets along here today in that one. Now, Aria Fenn is matched up against Monique Billings. That's not going to be an easy task, but I'm going to take Washington here plus the points against the Fever. I'm going with Washington, I think, for sure in this one. Like I said, 2-0 against the spread so far. The Fever, they're dangerous offensively, but they have just not been trustworthy laying numbers dating back to last year. Washington has played a very disciplined defensive style early and looks good. That helps. That's going to help them stay within single digits, I believe, today. The Mystics have shown they can actually dictate the tempo. This team might be one of those. Look, I already said I love Golden State. Yeah, they kind of looked questionable there, but I think Washington is my other sleeper here right now, and Phoenix. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I've got the league upside down. I think these teams are turning it around. No wonder I have some losses early here. So I hope I'm judging these teams right. But over the last few days, it would seem that I've lost my touch in the WNBA. But I like Washington. The Fever may still win the game, but I think Washington's improved defensive profile and the Fever inconsistent, I would say. Mystics want to turn this game into half court. They want to reduce the possessions. That's for sure. Washington, slower pace, should keep this game from getting too crazy. In fact, I think we got a premium here on the total, but we'll see. I don't want to get too carried away. Like I said, I'm not going to go too strong maybe on some of these because for whatever reason, after storming out of the gate, I'm under 500 right now. All right, let's see here. Fever over, they may clear 100 track meet. Oh, okay. Darn it, Terrell. I thought, all right. Man, wow. Okay. Steve's on Washington here. And Robert likes the under there. See, that's the way I was kind of thinking this. I was thinking almost like, look, I know the way the Fever want to play it, but let's just see. I have just big expectations for this Washington team and this defense. The Lynx had the good road win last night, and Mystics on the spread, says Nine Legacy. As I like to say, on the spider. All right, the Tempo taking on the Sparks here. The Sparks are 7-point favorites in this one. Total 171.5. The Sparks got to be the most overrated team in the league so far. I want to like the Sparks. I mean, this is kind of my, I like the Aces, I think, now here in Las Vegas. But, hey, back when the NBA wasn't cool and I was a Sparks fan, I'm back with Lisa Leslie, okay? That's how old I am. And But just seems like they're overrated here now. They are taking on expansion Toronto. Toronto has a win over Seattle at home, 87-73, but LA here so far, a win 2 straight up and against the spread with losses to the Aces, lost to Indiana. Toronto, watch out. I mean, this team is not, I don't think they're the worst here so far. In fact, I had them again ahead of a couple of teams. I started Portland as the worst team, but I don't know. I kind of like what I see so far from the tempo. I mean, Julia Alamon is going to have a fine matchup here. Plum's not going to be able to slow Alamon too much. Sabali here also can have big success. So can Deanna Key, who was a disappointment definitely in the first 2 games here. So she should fare better, though, because Hamby, defensively, I don't know. We'll see. But look, LA can have some big numbers here, too. I'm going to go over here in this one with the tempo and the sparks. I would imagine Agumake and Hamby can have big games. Ariel Atkins, let me take a look at the injured list. I think Ariel Atkins is out here of this one, concussion symptoms here. Izzy Harrison is out for Toronto. Fag Bentley is out also for Toronto in this one. And Fagan is out for the Sparks here. But I think I prefer this one over. The move is the send out was 168, 167.5, and I'm going to go over in this one with the tempo and the sparks, but I don't think I'm trusting the Sparks right now to lay 7 points at this point. To me, they are the overrated team so far this season. All right, 9 Legacies on the spread. He'll take the 9 Legacy. We'll take the old pterodactyls. Steve says go LA under, and then I just went over. I didn't look for Steve's pick. Robert's over with me on the over in this one. We've got one more, and then the morning steam is over. But we've got Mikey Money and Sharky Waters coming up with Bases Loaded at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Then we've got also Mikey Money, 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific pre-gaming. And we've got our horse racing coverage, I believe. We better today here on Black-Eyed Susan's Day at Laurel. Man, it's just funny having the Belmont at the Aqueduct and having the at least we can count on all right, here we go. At least we can count on Churchill Downs, right? All right, here we go. Sky and Mercury. In this one, the Mercury favored by 4.5 over the much improved Sky. Is that right? Do you think they are improved here right now, the Sky? Phoenix to me is supposed to be the team that I thought was going to be my sleeper, and all of a sudden they've lost 2 in a row to Golden State and Minnesota. Those teams aren't bad. Sky so far, though, 2-0 against the spread. Phoenix is 1-2 against the spread. So this is kind of the teams where maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but right now I've been wrong. I thought the Sky was going to be even weaker here after trading Angel Reese. They've looked only better so far. The Mercury, I had them, coming out and looking good this season, and they did. When they beat the Aces, I took the Mercury in that game against the Aces. But I did go against them again in the Golden State game, and Golden State did get the money there. But then they lost at home to Minnesota, and maybe I should have known better, because I do think Minnesota's got a pretty good team up there still. And I just thought Phoenix here. Look, this lineup today, I am concerned actually. I'm going to take the Sky. I'm going to take the Sky here. Plus the points. Give me the Sky. Show's over. Nobody was too interested in the WNBA. Robert did it. Me and Robert. Robert and I were right on, I think, in the WNBA. Robert and I were on a lot there, although I think I'm preferring the over, I think. 9 Legacy says Mercury on the spread here. That's it for the morning steam. Did we cover it all? Man, Terrell here. Don't forget, Terrell's the Sky. They got the drama out. They've got Angel out. They sent on Kennedy. Kennedy Carter got out of there. Sky plus 3.5. Robert Dixon. Hey, it's Robert Dixon time. He says, I think what Robert's saying is there's a little bit of a move here on the Sky. Might be the sharp side. All right, that's going to do it here for the morning steam. Thank you, everybody. Had a great time today. We're going to have a great sports betting day, great golf here. I'm going to get to, hey, there's Sniz. There's Sniz joining us today. Sniz, a little bit disappointed. I know I didn't see Sniz this week. I mean, we got a major. Was there a video? Did I miss it, Sniz? And I made a graphic for you. In golf, and I was going to say I'll send this to Sniz, and then maybe he'll put my graphic on the golf show this week. But I think we're going to have a regular show there between Sniz and Jeff, maybe covering the golf every week. You know, a figure from that 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock each week. I would imagine they might be doing the golf every week. Wouldn't that be awesome? Steve is here on Chicago there, and he's still worried here. He doesn't want it to end here for the Pista. All right, let me hear from Mikey Money, then we'll get out of here.
Hey, it's your boy Mikey Money here, and letting you know the Sports Money team live over on Winnable, and you can get your favorite cappers' best bets. Come support the squad at Winnable.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
Let Sports Money Network's team of experienced handicappers do the hard work for you, and with the flexible notification options, you'll never miss a play as we drop them.
Don't wait. Don't guess. Don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, let's do the drawing here right now. Someone's going to win 1 month of those plays right now, and hopefully I'm going to cash today. I'll have some college baseball going as well today, and we're already lining up some winners here. Right now, hey, the tennis, waiting for it to get back underway. Here I am on Darderi against Casper Ruud plus 4.5 games. I think it was 4.5, and had those other plays as well. But I had my plays for Sniz right there with the. Where is I was going to show it? Let me do the drawing here real quick. Here we go. Who's going to win? I don't even think. Okay, here we go. If you do win, use the promo code WINNER at checkout. Go over to winnable.com/Ramon. Sign up for 1 month. You will not be charged as long as you use the promo code WINNER. It's Thomas Bird. Thomas Bird there. I'll give Thomas another month on his subscription over at winnable.com. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate everything. Good to see him in the chat today, by the way. And we'll be back tomorrow, more morning steam. We'll get ready for the weekend. Don't forget, tomorrow, Saturday, we've got the UFC card here. We just talked about it, right? With our big event here this week. Can't wait for it. We're back at the Apex here this week. Also, don't forget, today we also have the MVP card here this week as well. If anybody's interested, don't forget. Now, you do have Rousey minus 650 against Carano, but you have some other fights in there too. Francis Ngannou and Felipe Lins. Remember those guys a little bit? And also Mike Perry and Nate Diaz. People have been talking about that one here as well. So, now look, I don't want to show my losers there a little bit, but man, it's, Sniz, I had my golf card here. Let me see if I had my golf picks here ready for the show for Sniz. I was like, let's do, at least maybe he'll put mine. Maybe he'll do the picks and use my golf card and say, oh, Ramon's got some picks here this week at the PGA Championship. But he was busy with the races up there at Delaware Park, and I hope they had a great time. It was cool to see them they're hanging out with Razor this past week. So maybe I could do something like that, and I can get on Sniz's show with my golf picks, even if they weren't great here this week. We'll see. It's not over. I took Scotty, so how hard can it be? All right, that's going to do it here for the Morning Steam Show. We'll be back tomorrow. Can't wait. And, like I said, so we'll have the coverage here. Don't want to bury it here. Have the coverage of that main event here this week, of course, with Arnold Allen and Mel Costa here from Las Vegas. And Allen, $1.20 favorite in this one against Costa right now. 4.5 over at minus 135 as they'll fight here in Las Vegas. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you later. Stay tuned here. We'll do it, Sniz. We'll do it, but don't leave us hanging on the majors. All right, we got a big tournament here. You see, Scotty's looking concerned, isn't he? All right, it's gonna do it here for the show. We got the second period here with Canada leading Sweden here. Sweden kind of coming up short here against Canada right now, and like I said, I like Switzerland to win the tournament. So thanks a lot, you guys. Appreciate it. See you next time. More Morning Steam for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Las Vegas.
I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine.